Hey guys, welcome back to Pickle Table Podcast. Today we have a great one. We got the Matt Long Band. We got Mr. Matt Long, Ryan Hendrickson, and Billy Steele. I want to thank you guys for coming. We've been on our radar for a while.
Cool.
We did have some requests from Facebook to have you guys on. We want to have you on anyway, but they were kind of like pushing us, hey, get these guys.
Oh, that's cool.
That's good.
Glad for coming.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You got some fans out there, so we want to have you on as soon as possible.
Right on.
Making a mark.
So, Matt, are you the brainchild of this?
Yeah,
this
I guess
band?
I would be. Yeah.
Started, I guess, since it's the Matt Long Band.
Started. Well, Craigslist.
Craigslist.
That's how I got Ryan.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out. I don't know how far back you want to go, but anyway, I lived in Nashville for 12 years and then moved back here when COVID, during COVID. And so, and I was like, well, I could pretty much pay cash for a house after living in Nashville for all those years. And so I was like, well, I'm going to move back and I probably won't play music anymore.
So
I was done.
So you were here before you went to Nashville? Though?
Yeah, I grew up here.
Okay.
I went to Hazel Green and graduated from there. And then probably, I guess it was in 2009, I moved to Nashville and played up there, played on Broadway and played, different bars and stuff all over and did all that and had a couple businesses up there. And, I had remodeled a house myself and it was time for me to cash on that house before the remodel got too old. And so I was like, okay, I can move up here. I can sell my house and move, but I'm just going to make a lateral move. And I was like, let me see what's going on in, back in Athens. That's where I lived.
Okay.
And so my house down here was the same price it was. We sold it. It was worth the same. And so the real estate market boomed up there in Nashville and it didn't boom down here. And so I was like, man, I could move back down there and really back off. Cause I had a lawn care business in Nashville and I had a retail business too, but I was doing all that and I was like, I've got to slow down, And so I was like, I'm going to move back there. And so I moved back and when I did, I was like, I probably won't play music anymore because I hadn't been here and, I haven't really played Huntsville in like 15, 16 years, something like that. So I wasn't really hip on the music scene here. So I moved back. I was like, I started going out, just out of boredom, nothing to do. My girlfriend and I had broke up too about that before I moved back.
So you got plenty of time on your hands.
That's right. I had all that time on my hands. So I was like, so I started picking my guitar up again and playing and there wasn't anybody to tell me to shut up, so I could play all night long. And so I started going out and just seeing what was going on. And I was like, man, look at this. What's this Stovehouse place? What is this Bar 805? I mean, these Campus 805 and all that. And then, Voodoo Lounge and Humphrey's at the time and everything. And I was like, man, there's like a music scene here now. And so I did that I went out and for like a year or two maybe. And then I finally, one night, I was just like, I'm bored to death. I'm going to get back into playing music. And I was like, so that night I put an ad on Craigslist and next morning, that's where I found Ryan.
Me.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, I got a drummer too, And so him and Mike Lukakovic, he was our original drummer. And we just started jamming at my house. And I was like, hey, we really need a fourth piece to this, because I was always used to playing in Nashville with a full band. And so we never could find a fourth piece and it just worked with three pieces. And I was like, I actually like it. Look, we don't have to mess with another person.
On the schedule.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
That's right.
And so, that's how it started. And then we just it just has evolved, from there to what it is,
So when you saw that Craigslist, like you said, it was the next day, do you like troll Craigslist? What are you doing on Craigslist?
I was, you know what? I was kind of in the same boat.
Busted.
I mean, COVID hit, and I was in between bands and I was bored too. So I got on Craigslist. I wonder who's out there looking for a bass player,
And there's never, let me just say this, there's never anything on Craigslist for musicians in Huntsville.
No.
It's like, nobody ever posts anything on there, Nashville in comparison, there'll be 350 a day on there, but there was like nothing. And at the time there was more, but it's like, it wasn't very active. And I was like, this is the only thing I can think of right now. And I was like, it's a shot in the dark. Let's
shot
just
in the
see.
dark. Exactly. Exactly. And, I just happened to be on Craigslist because that's the only website that I worked for the city of Huntsville. I'm retired now, so I can say it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us get on any social media. So I was on Craigslist, right?
Yeah.
And I was always looking for stuff to buy and sell, and end up
Sure
going to the music spot. And I was like, yeah, this guy's looking for a bass player.
He's in there cruising the missed connections.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm
love it.
There you go.
How long prior was you out from playing with your previous band where you was like, hey, I want to get back into this?
All right. I played for Big Daddy Kingfish.
Oh, really?
Okay. With Brian Williams from 2016
pretty well.
2016 to 2018, like 2 years there. And I joined another band after we kind of parted ways. And actually, Brian, man, he was a real big help. He helped me get my teeth cut into almost everywhere in Huntsville because he can get in, yeah. And I joined this little country band up in Fayetteville, Tennessee, the Langford Station Band. It was a really good band, female front, good guitar player, good drummer. And COVID hit, 2020, bam. We all just kind of fizzled away, you know? And around 2022, 23 is when I started checking Craigslist, and that's where Matt was.
Facebook doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah,
so
it's hard to find musicians.
that's why I was like, you have to be in a group, like a musicians group or
Seeking
something.
musicians, yeah.
And so I didn't have much faith in that. I was like,
didn't
I'm going
either.
to do, I've always, like back in the day, back when I lived here before, that's how you'd find people was like on Craigslist or
Put
something.
an ad in the newspaper.
Back in the day, it was a newspaper.
There you go. That's way back. Yeah.
Yeah. Put your phone number in there.
Yeah.
I know.
1,000 people calling.
Yeah.
Starts blowing up.
Hey,
Hey, you need a credit card?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I want to talk to you about your insurance.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody knows you've been stepping on my toes, and I'm getting really tired of it. You keep on stepping out of line and messing with my mind. If you had any sense, you'd quit. Cause ever since you were a little bitty baby girl, you said I was the only man in this whole world. Now you better do some thinking, then you'll find you got the only daddy that'll walk the line. I keep on working every day, all you wanna do is play, and I'm trying to stay out all night. You keep on coming unglued from your funky little moves. Now honey, baby, that ain't right. Cause ever since you were a little bitty baby girl, you said I was the only man in this whole world. Now you better do some thinking, then you'll find you got the only daddy that'll walk the line. Keep on packing up your clothes, everybody knows that you're just a putting me on. Cause when I start to walking, you're gonna start to squawking, begging me to come back home. Cause ever since you were a little bitty baby girl, you thought I was the only man in this whole world. Now you better do some thinking, then you'll find you got the only daddy that'll walk the line. You got the only daddy that'll walk the line.
So, Billy, I know you want to talk about your background a little bit, or is that something that we don't?
I'm an open book.
I guess,
Whatever.
okay, particularly about your service to the military.
Oh, what do you want to know?
Well, as much as you want to give out, you said you're retired, right? When did you retire?
July 7th, 2022. I was force retired.
Well, before we get there, I just want to thank you for your service. I mean,
Oh,
really
right back
appreciate
at you.
it. Yeah, man.
Right back at you. You were there you were there right before I got there. You were OF1 and I was OF2 and OF7. Started out in the guard, went in 1990, got out in 95. OF1 popped off, and I kind of wanted to do something. I thought, man, every day I would come home and I'd watch TV and I'd see these Joes getting blown up on the side of the road, and I was like, ooh, I don't. That's not good. I feel like I need to do something. So I found a unit, found an MP unit, and that was deploying. They brought me back in, re-enlisted in 2003, deployed 0405, and then came home, did 3 contracts with Blackwater, which was phenomenal, and then went back to deployment in 2010, 11, same place, Baghdad. It was like my second home. Mm. And then went back to the reserves, and like what you and I were talking about before, I kept getting emails saying, hey, we need a Joe in this position. We need a Joe in this position. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm no. But then I was thinking to myself, man, if I don't go out there and find something that I'm going to like to do and volunteer for the deployment, they're going to voluntold me, and they're going to put me somewhere where I'm going to hate life for 9 months. So I found a really good position in Kuwait, of all places. And I thought, yeah, this would be a vacation. It'd be a 9-month deployment. I'm gonna be doing something really, really cool, and be 9 months, be done. I got boots on the ground. Christmas of 2020, I got COVID February the 7th, 2021. It gave me a heart attack, and it scarred my lungs. So the Army was like, we can't use you anymore. Mm. So they flew me to Campbell. I stayed in Campbell from March or April of 21 to March or April of 22. And then I had some leave built up. So my official, you're no longer in the Army day, you're now 100% disabled, was July the 7th of 2022.
So how did you do all those deployments with all the drums with you?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't.
They don't let you take them with you?
No. But I did do. I did take some sticks with me because I always wanted to just kind of keep my chops up. Yeah. So I'd play on the pillow and just do stuff to keep my hands and my fingers and my wrists and elbows and my feet. I would always obviously pretend like I had pedals and stuff like that, and I'd be playing, and that's how I actually started playing drums, was playing air drums. Yeah. And I don't read sheet, so I have to play by ear. So I used to remember those plastic hangers? You know those plastic hangers? Yeah. Well, I would take the long part of the hanger, and I would cut off the hangy part, and I would use them as my drumsticks, and I'd play air drums. Man, I would be wearing some air out.
You got any videos of that?
I do. Oh, I can't find them.
Yeah, right.
I don't know where that. Yeah. Oh, this was a long time ago too. So
right.
But yeah,
that was 21. So you said you retired out of Campbell, I guess? Right?
Yeah. The Fort Campbell was the SRU. It was called the Soldier Recovery Unit. Yep. All the people that got sick and they were being chaptered out. We all had to stay there, and we had to go visit with all the doctors, and they would tell me, "Oh yeah, you're jacked up," and that had to document, because you know how it isn't. If it ain't documented, it didn't happen. Yeah. So they got everything documented, and I got the final word from my JAG attorney that said, "Hey, you're 100%." I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh.
There's a reason I'm on it.
Yeah. Okay. At first it sounded great, but then it's like, oh, wow, there's some things that I'll never be able to do in my life again.
So when did you start feeling comfortable playing again? Like, playing live? I mean, being sick for that much, and obviously I'm sure you have some kind of breathing problems for that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Having lungs.
Yeah. I still, to this day, I can't sit for really, really long periods of time. I can't stand for really long periods of time. My running days are over. Yeah. I'll climb 3 or 4 flights of stairs, and I got to stop and catch my breath because my lungs are going, hey, knock it off, knock it off. So, but yeah, it's, but this is comfortable because sometimes it wears me out, but just because of my physical condition, thanks to the good old Chinese Communist Party virus, I call it the CCPV. And, but yeah, it works so much better now. But like you said, it took me a hot minute to get where I needed to be, to where I'm at the level I'm at now. It did not happen overnight.
How did you guys find Billy?
I can't even remember. It was sometime this past summer, right?
It had to be, because you were cracking the whip on us pretty hard.
Yes, that's right.
Come on.
That's right.
Stay in the pocket.
Yeah, I had to tell Billy one day, I was like, look, man, this isn't just some pickup band. Yeah. If I'm going to do this, I don't mess around, And so I was like, you sure, if this is too much for you, you tell me. Cause I was like,
well, and see, at first
I don't want to overload you.
And at first I thought maybe it is, because I was like, man, I really want to be in this band, but it's another band that I got to be in. And then I'm going to have I got these other bands, and I didn't know if it was going to be fair to one or the other, but it turns out it's perfectly fair, because we're all adults, and we all get along. But
yeah.
And we respect, like if you got something going on, that's all right. I'm like, hey, let me see if I can find somebody else.
Correct.
So we work with him, and he works with us, and we work with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do in a band,
right.
That's right.
Well, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Well, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Well, all around my hometown, they're trying to track me down. Say they wanna bring me in guilty for the killing of a deputy, for the life of a deputy. But I say, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. But I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Well, Sheriff John Brown always hated me for what I do not know. Every time I try to plant a seed, he said, kill it before it grows. He said, kill it before it grows. But I say, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Well, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Well, freedom came my way one day. I started out of town, yeah. And all of a sudden I see Sheriff John Brown aiming to shoot me down. So I had to shoot him down, yeah. But I say, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Well, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy.
What was the first gig that you guys played together, and how did it go?
That was up in Tennessee at the Tim's Ford.
It was at Tim's Ford.
Tim's
That was the
Ford.
first gig. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
the
a hard
marina.
dock up there, right?
Hard dock.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. It went great. Yeah.
yeah, had a
Yeah.
good crowd.
We nailed it. But we had practiced, many times getting Billy on board, because we do with my band. I don't really ever do anything. I try to let them do their own thing. And so to get to that point to where everybody is comfortable with the song, to where they can kind of step out and say, "Let me try this," and then if one of them have an idea, it's like, "Hey, let's do a breakdown right here in this song," and it's like the original doesn't have a breakdown in it, but we're like, who cares?
Yeah.
We have no rules that we have to follow. So, teaching him some of that stuff that Ryan and I have worked out, with our other drummer and everything, it takes a little bit of time, but Billy, he's quick, man. He's probably one of the fastest, learners.
Oh,
Yeah, really
thank
good.
you.
Yeah. He's very good. He just caught,
Well, but we
But,
did practice. We did practice 2 and 3 times a week there for
That
at
is
least
true.
a month.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were
part of that is testing him too. I'm pushing him. I'm like, let's see where your breaking point is. I'm like, let's test him. Let's see how much he wants to
Is
be
that
in
what
this
you were
band,
doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, let's
The
just
truth
see.
is
Let's
coming
see
Comes
what he
out
can
on
do.
the podcast.
I
Let's
can
see
apparently
what he
so.
can do.
That's what we're trying to get into,
That's
the
right.
nitty-gritty. Now, we don't want no fights going on where I know.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I'm just kidding.
We got him though.
No, it's, I will say this though, because especially with musicians in general, I've played probably at this point, I don't know, hundreds, maybe thousands of musicians that I've played with over the years, because I've been doing this for 30 years. And so, what I've learned is like if we had a drummer sitting in for one night, let's say in the band, he's filling in for the regular drummer. You can play with him one night and it's just amazing. The next night you could play with him and it's like, what happened?
Yeah. Where did he go?
And so, or it could be vice versa. You may have he may do horrible, but then give him a couple times and he's amazing. He's better than your regular guy. But I've learned, to give people a chance to, and then kind of see like, all right, did they get lucky the first time, So you're looking for that consistency.
Let them develop,
Yeah, you want that. You want to see what their consistent level of playing is. And the only way you can do that is you got to just play.
Repetition.
Yeah, you just got to play, so.
And the arrangements in some the songs that we have before I even joined the band, the arrangements are so much different than the record, but they're better different, if that makes any sense. And
That's right.
That's one thing that turned me on about wanting to be in this band. It was like, oh, okay, I like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
I know all of you played in Nashville. Obviously, you told me, but I think you probably got more experience up there than you guys, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I've played there once or twice before, but he lived up there, so he played up there.
So that's what's going to be my question. As far as playing up there more than here, do you like one better than the other? I know it's different, and
It's
you might be a little
different.
bit biased, but
It's different. And,
what's your
and
favorite to play at?
I would say, it depends. It always depends on the crowd, but if the crowd's into it, I don't care where it is. I don't care if there's 5 people here and y'all are into what we're doing. That's enough for me because, but Nashville is different because you don't have to advertise your gigs up there. And you just walk in and play and the people are there, And so, and two, in Nashville, with my band and my style of singing and playing and everything, I fit that up there probably better than I do down here because they're not really expecting that down here. They're like, well, if you can play and sing like that, why are you here? Just go an hour up the road. And, so there's been a kind of I don't know what you want to call that, like a discovery curve down here that's going on because people will, we've had a hard time booking my band, which probably all the bands in Huntsville have trouble booking some of these bars. But, it's the old thing is you're constantly emailing them and calling them and they never return your calls. And so I was just like, look, I can get us in Nashville. So we would do that. We go up there and play up there and just have a blast and kill it. And we can book for the month. Where here they want to book once a month or something like that, So it's different. It's the same but different. Now I try also not to be too if you're in a band and you let your crowd dictate your attitude or your reaction, I'm like, man, when I play with these guys, I'm like, I don't care where we are. If it's at somebody's house, at, a pool party or something, I'm like, I'm tuned into them. They're tuned into me. I'm like, how good can we play this song this time?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, for me, it's just, I'm just like, I just want to play to my full potential all the time, and that's always a struggle, but, yeah.
So Ryan, I got a couple questions for you.
Oh,
One, probably same kind of question. Where was your favorite place that you like to play? And we ain't got to say, oh, it's my favorite, but one of the better places that you like to go. And the second is, do you like to stare at people when you're playing?
Do I like to stare at people?
Well, you are the bass player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am. I try not to stare.
Yeah.
I'm married.
Okay.
Yeah.
You heard it from here.
All right. Get that off. All right. Now, my favorite places to play in town or anywhere.
Just wherever. It doesn't matter.
I do like playing up at Nashville.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
I imagine the crowds are, obviously I've been up there, a couple of different times, and it's exactly like you said. It doesn't matter if they know you're not. There's going to be a crowd there.
Yeah.
They're gonna they react to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a true that they don't have to. They're not there because they're friends with your cousin or something, or
Yeah.
they know your mom or whatever. They're there strictly. It's totally unbiased.
Yeah.
So their reaction is a real reaction. But it's the same way in Huntsville, though, man.
Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
when you
It
play in
is.
Huntsville, it's the same way. And
Yeah.
we're slowly gaining ground, aren't we?
Yeah. Some people at Furniture Factory have never seen us, but then when they do see us, they want to see us again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I go back for.
Yeah.
And they all think we're from Nashville.
Yeah.
That when we play down here, they're all like, "Where are you guys from?" And we're like, "Here, we're from here." So I always tell people when we play shows, I'm like, "We're from here. We're local guys. Support us."
So where can people go to find out where you're going to be and when? Is it strictly Facebook?
Yeah, it's Facebook, and I've got a link tree that has all the links and everything to TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and everything. And I haven't done the calendar on there yet, but there's going to be a link on that for the calendar. And so what you do, you just go to that link tree, and it's got all the links, and you just pick out what you want to go to.
So at the end, we're going to get that stuff, and we're going to post it here on the description for us also. But before we start playing, does anybody want to talk about anything before we start playing?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan,
don't
do
know.
you want to tell them?
He's married.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't tell them.
I met Billy probably back in 2012, 13.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah.
Yeah. He used to be in a band called Backroad Sinners. He was in the band with my brother-in-law.
Okay.
And so that's how I ended up meeting him originally.
Yeah.
And he was great back then. Man, they were great. Golly.
Oh, the Backroad Centers?
Oh, yeah. He was in a lot of great bands. He's in a lot of great bands now.
Yeah, Backroad Centers. We're still kicking it.
That's right. Still kicking.
Still kicking.
So many bands you in?
I counted 6 last time.
So is it really 6?
I think it's 6.
Is it 6?
Is it really 6?
So
I don't know.
MLB, Backroad Centers, Three-Way Handshake. Hold on. Is that? Oh, Ben Luthi. I forgot about Ben Luthi.
Ben Luthi.
Ben Luthi and the Dirty Power. Oh, Tim Cannon and the Dirty Power. I forgot about them too. And well, Heartland.
In theory.
In theory. Oh, how do you know about
How
that?
does Ryan know more than you
Dude,
do?
that's
How
what
many
I was
bands you're
fixing
in?
to say.
That's kind of weird.
He posted on Facebook, man. If it's on Facebook, it's got to be true.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's on the internet.
Always is.
That keeps me busy, and
Yep.
and I'm blessed beyond measure. Blessed beyond measure, especially to be jamming with these guys.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Get set up, and we're going to hear these guys live. Hope you like it. I know you will.
Rock.
Rumors spreading round in that Texas town about that shack outside LaGrange. Just let me know if you wanna go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls. time there every night, but I might be mistaken.
Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. YouTube thinks you like some of our other content, which is over here. Subscribe to us, comment, let us know how we're doing.